Here we go. Here we go. Let's keep going because I've never actually seen this. I don't watch this stuff. So I want to watch it. I want to see it firsthand. Let's see what's going on here. What actually happens? Okay.
I'm like, please don't do that, right? And I asked him twice, and I thought I was overreacting. People in chat were calling me a pussy.
What's going on?
You should go and get that content in there. It's fucking shit.
Yeah.
Might as well. Then we can upload it to Twitter.
So what's funny is they're acting like it was some kind of a big deal that the two of them were getting into like a little scuffle. It wasn't like anyone actually got punched. I think Wings was going for his neck. And who knows? You think that was scripted? Do you think it was scripted that Wings would go for Keem and that it would be like a big thing? That would be the big event of Fat Camp? I almost feel like that was scripted.
Come on over, Billy. So tensions are a little high at Fat Camp.
I don't even know who that guy is. That guy's bigger than anyone. Who's this guy? This guy's bigger than Boogie and bigger than Wings. Holy shit. How did they even find all these people to get them together? Oh my God. That
And as you can see, not everyone likes Becky being here.
Big Zebo 25 super chatted $19.99. Fire Wings.
Dude, that's bullshit.
That's insane.
That is such bullshit. What even set him off?
Oh yeah, look, he got him good on the neck. Look at that. He actually did get him good on the neck. I've not seen any of this. I didn't know about any of this at all. Okay.
And he's getting loud in my face. So I got in his face. I'm like, are you serious? And then he started pushing me. I'm like, dude, I'm going to swing. You keep doing that. And he went to go grab me like this.
Yeah.
Like, that's where this came from.
Retro super chatted 20.
So he got him with his nail, is what it is. He went to grab him, and he must have got him with his nail.
And I kept saying, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you.
I'm glad
and then he wouldn't fucking, and then somehow it got broken up or whatever. He goes, I'm not bitch made. You think I am?
Polka Gaga super chatted $19.99.
So and they got all these super chats coming in. No one's listening. No one's paying any attention. Why? People are showering them with money. No one's paying any attention to any of it. Oh, yeah, just keep it. Because, again, that's the show. That's the show. Pull a stunt, do something wild, stupid, uncontrolled, unsafe, ridiculous, embarrassing, and money rolls in. They're not even reading it. Like, oh, well, good. Nice piles of money sitting around.
Nuggets really killed it on this one.
Look at this. Oh!
Hey! That's your fucking wife now. Go calm down. That's your wife. Go calm down. That's your wife they're hurting now. Calm down. Go calm down.
Please don't. Go away from her. Please don't walk away from her.
Oh, my God.
Go calm down. Go calm down.
Why are you lying about me?
What's the lie? Sometimes you lash out when you feel like you made a mistake or other people.
What a great show, huh? It's the greatest show on earth. Holy shit. And that's a shitty table. Look at that. That's not a good table. That's not an expensive table. That's a piece of garbage. That thing has zero support. So she went right back down on her back onto that table. Oh. So basically, that's what all of this was about for all this time. Is that what it is? So I don't know what happened. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm not going to see what actually happened, what actually pissed off Wings. But as you can see, he's not healthy. I want you to take a look at it. I'm not defending him. This is not me defending it. This is me making observations, okay, as an outsider. Look at him. He is not healthy. In fact, he just got worked up, but his face isn't even flush. His face is pale as a ghost. That's not normal. If you're agitated, if you're worked up or whatever.
Big Macs is literally the lifeblood of their political party, right?
Big Mac economics.
Cheap Big Macs because cheap Big Macs allows votes.
Here's some Pepsi.
Simple Pepsi. Dude, Lummox definitely not ranked material. If I took Lummox into like one of my ranked lobbies and he legitimately tried, he'd be 1-8 with Rook Wings.
So take a look at him. When you get angry and your blood pressure goes up, you're supposed to get flush. You're supposed to start sweating and your face is supposed to get flush. He is angry and his face is pale. There is something wrong there. That, you know, and you can tell when he walks in this scene that he's basically completely infuriated. So he's charging back at maximum speed. Why? Can anyone explain what had happened that pissed Wings off so much? Because I don't know. I actually have no clue. I'm not going to watch the rest of this shit. This is, you know, it's trash. I'm not fucking wasting time on it. But does anyone know what he actually did? So, Boogie and Keem were gaslighting Wings because Wings exposed Keem for lying about Member coming over on her own and lead to a whole lot of fighting that stream. What the hell does that mean? What? What the hell does that mean? Huh? Because what it seems to me like what was supposed to happen was that there was supposed to be, okay, a situation where it was supposed to be like staged anger, or they were trying to get Wings to get angry. Okay? And basically, he does get angry, but then he gets real angry. Like, it wasn't like he was supposed to really get angry, right? He figured out another way to self-sabotage. Oh, well, I understand that, but Wings leaked another host coming over to Fat Camp, and Keem was mad that he leaked the script, I think. Okay, so there was some special event that was going to happen, and Wings, with his loose lips, accidentally leaked it, and then they were angry at him for that. Keem was trying to script content, and Wings called it on stream, so him and Keem started arguing over faking content. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, thank you. That makes a lot more sense, because as I've said, this is scripted. All of their stuff is scripted. Like, do you really believe that Boogie one day was walking on the side of the highway and he happened to find a bottle full of piss and he drank the bottle live on the stream? Do you actually believe that? For 1 second. I want you to think about the legal liability of that. If he did that, he could sue Keemstar. You know, that never happened. Okay? It's nonsense. It's fabricated garbage. Okay? And everyone knows it. Like, if you watch it, it's not true. Okay? It's meant to gross you out, you know, but it's not real stuff. Okay? This looks like there was a script. The script went awry, and somehow they really pissed off Wings, because he is out of control right here. Look at him. He's got two people, his wife and this other guy, trying to hold him back, and he is just not listening whatsoever. The best part about this is Boogie. Look at Boogie below. Oh, can we get Boogie on camera here? Boogie is just like nonchalant. He's like, what's he doing? I don't know. What's he doing here? Hey, Boogie, you're right there. Like, dude, he's going to walk right into you. Oh, well, you know, I don't know. Maybe Boogie's on like antidepressants or something, and he's like numbed or something, because he's just like, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, oh, well, at least he's not beating me up, right? But anyway, and by the way, I will shout out these contributions that are coming in. I want to observe. So let's see this now. Oh, God. So look, this is a complete accident. You can see this is a complete accident. Can we go? How do you go frame by frame on YouTube? Anyone know how to go frame by frame? That's not it. The fuck? Oh, good wrestling. What the fuck is this? Doja Cat? No, I don't want to see Doja Cat. Can I see this video? Anyone know how to go frame by frame on YouTube? Comma and period. Thank you. Well, that was period. It didn't do anything. Where's comma? Oh, here we go. Oh, it is go. Okay, frame by frame. All right, let's see. So he's going. They're trying to hold him back. I have no idea why his wife has... What is she holding? She's got a phone in her hand, and what is that she's holding on her chest? It's so weird. What is going on here? Where did he even come from? Because he was off camera, he's just so angry, right? So he comes over here. What is in her hand? And what is that? Oh, wait, Wings has that in his hand. What the hell is that? A toolbox or something? This is bizarre shit. What is going on? The case thing. Yeah, what is in the case? What the fuck is that? So I don't know why she has her phone in her hand. So she's trying to grab him, and the other guy's trying to grab him, okay? Wings, I think Wings here, taking a look, I'm under the impression Wings has no idea that Kelly is standing there. He thinks it's the guy. And he's thinking, I want to get this guy off of me. And so what it looks like is happening here, he reels back. He thinks that's the guy that he's going to push with his arm. And he accidentally, not realizing the guy has released him, he inadvertently pushes his own wife. See, he is a bull seeing red, right? He is deer in headlights. Boom. He's looking straight forward. He's not looking left, right. He's not looking any direction here. He's just going straight forward. He wants to go hit Keemstar, push Keemstar, whatever. See? He does no idea what's going on. I think he thinks that's the guy. And now he looks. And he's pushing viciously. And now I think this is... right now. Look, let's see. When does he have the realization? Oh, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't have the realization because he still looks pretty pissed. Like, I thought he was like, oh, I'm really upset. And and then he's going to look and say, oh, shit, that's Kelly. But he still looks pretty angry. So she went right down on that shitty table, that garbage folding table. And she, luckily for her, this is very lucky, okay? She lands flat on her back like a pro wrestler. She took the hit like a pro wrestler. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're taking a hit on your back, you go back, and as you're hitting the ground, you need to distribute the weight by spreading your back out and basically hitting so it doesn't just impact one spot on your back, but basically it distributes the impact. And she actually did it. Don't ask me how she managed to do it, but she did distribute the weight as she landed, and she landed flat on her back. So that's way better than if she landed like on her tailbone or landed on just one part. It could have hurt her severely. Also, she's insanely lucky that she landed flat on the table, that she didn't land on the edge of the table and the table dug into her back, because that would have been crazy bad. That could have been like absolutely terrible. Okay. So now there's conspiracies. People in chat are saying it's obvious she practiced for this. This is how she pulled it off and didn't get hurt. I don't know about that. Okay, so there. That's it right there. That's the moment. It was a full 2-3 seconds later. Now he's had the realization of what just happened, because he had no clue that was going on. He thought he had pushed that guy out of the way, and then but he is so infuriated that he couldn't even, like, it didn't click at first. It took like several seconds. And again, I have to emphasize, look at his face. It is completely pale. It is completely pale. He doesn't have any flushness. Even this guy is flush. She's flush. Boogie's flush. He's the only one that's not flush in the face, and he's the one who's angry. What is going on?
That's your fucking wife now. Go calm down. That's your wife. Go calm down. That's your wife they're hurting now. Calm down. Go calm down.
Get the fuck away from her.
And on top of doing it, on top of this happening, right? It happens right on camera, dead center where the camera is. So it's broadcast live for the world to see, right? Like zero chance of trying to spin it in some other way. It is right. Everyone observed it. Dead center, right?
Go calm down.
Did they split the table there? Oh no, that just looks like a mark from something else. Maybe that's where she hit, right there.
Sometimes you lash out when you feel like you made a mistake, or other people don't worry about me. Worry about your wife. Worry about your wife right now.
That's your fucking wife. Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
That's your wife.
Meanwhile, the super chats are coming in. That's what this was all about, right? So let's get those super chats in right away. This is quality content for the internet to consume, right? Everyone, this is great stuff. Let's keep making some money while we're doing this, right? You know? Yago Mighty says this was an Airbnb, so Keem had to pay thousands for that table. If Keem paid thousands for that table, Keem is an insane sucker. And if this is an Airbnb, I mean, Keem, what was he thinking? He knows that they're going to destroy it. That's the whole point. Like, that's the point of the event, right? To have them act rowdy, act crazy, get into fights and trouble. Like, that's the whole idea behind it. Why would you rent an Airbnb? That makes no sense at all. So that's it. And okay. So that's it. And then they walk off and that's the end. All right. Well, I finally saw it. All right. Now, I will give, all right. First of all, I'll do a couple shout outs because I owe some shout outs here. All right. And then I owe some shout outs here. And then I'm going to give you the King's edict on this. Okay. So 2 super chats, 3 super chats. Let's see. Oh, Alex from Phoenix did a $2 super chat. Says, real or not, it's a clown show. I mean, no one's disputing that, right? No one's going to argue that at all. Like, everyone will agree that was the whole point. And that's why I've never wanted anything to do with that show. I knew from the moment that it was called the Lol Cow Podcast or Lol Cow Live or whatever it was, that's what it was going to be. 100%. I never, ever expected it to be anything but what you just saw. A clown show, people acting a fool, people doing stupid stunts, dumb stuff, fighting, swearing, just being awful, awful people at the expense of, look what happened. Here comes the super chats. They're coming in. $19.99, $19.99, $19.99. How much did they make on that show? Right? It's awful. That's the human experience, right? Let's just completely embarrass ourselves. Let's embarrass everyone out there who makes content. This is not good stuff, you know? Now, here's the thing. If you like it, I can't fault you. Like, I can't tell you to not like that. What I can tell you is I hate it. Like, for me growing up, I hated reality TV. I couldn't stand it. It makes me cringe to watch reality TV. It literally always, it bothers me to watch reality TV. It literally does. Like, I can't put up with it. So for me, I would never watch that. But hey, more power to you. All right. And these people, they're all adults. They all made the decision to be involved in that content for themselves. Wings himself says he made a giant bag of money when he was on Lol Cow Live. And he did it. He didn't like it, but he did it because he had to do it because he had to do it for his family or whatever. Fine, if that's the case. But like, I would never condone it. I would never watch it. I would never support it. That kind of content. I would much rather support Wings sitting around, having a good time playing a game on a stream and entertaining an audience than him becoming so ridiculously obsessed with rage that he's charging and trying to attack people and that he's then trying to, he's accidentally pushing his wife down or whatever, okay? So, Felix the Mate is trying to basically talk more about it. He says, there was no script for that stream. Wings exposed Keem for lying that the stream, and Keem basically did nothing for that day other than fight Wings about it the whole stream. So what you're saying is there was a scripted thing that was supposed to happen as a secret, and Wings exposed it saying, I don't like this. This is fake content. It's not supposed to be fake. And basically they were pissy about it all day fighting with each other. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Mozzie did a $2 super chat, says, can you play like 10 more seconds of the clip? Well, we did. We went through it. You know, we saw what happened there. All right. So now I did all the shout outs. Here's what I think. All right. And you can disagree. You have a right to disagree. First of all, I think that content is crap. I just said that, right? I don't agree with that content. I think it's trash. I don't think it should exist, but I can't stop it from existing. I'm not going to live as a hater for my whole life and be like, oh, you know, talk shit about Keemstar, anything like that. Like I said, it was content they all agreed to create. They were all there. They all knew what they were in for. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like anyone there was, oh, I had no clue I was fooled into this or anything like that. That's what it is, right? It made them money, right? They've all said they made them money. I don't like that kind of content, all right? I hope you all understand. You can like it if you do. I'm never going to like it. Okay, that's why I never wanted to have anything to do with it. And you got guys like Keemstar who just don't understand that. I don't understand. You don't want to be involved in this content that's going to make you tons of money? No, not if it's content that I don't stand for, and it's content that's harmful, and it's content that's trash. I don't stand for that stuff. I'm not going to do it, okay? So that's what I mean. Like, that's why I didn't want to be on that show. That's to this day. If he asked me right now, would you be on the show? No. I still have no desire to be on your show. I don't want anything to do with it. More power to you. Wish you all the success in the world. I hope everyone's fine and safe and happy and makes a ton of money, but I don't want to be involved with that crap. I want to do my own thing, okay? So, what do I actually think happened there? I don't know about the ins and outs of the situation. I don't know about the ins and outs of what actually happened there or anything, right? And basically, One Buff Weeb is here, did a $5 super chat triggering the Breaking Banquet intro. Thank you so much, One Buff Weeb. I appreciate that. I'll shout that out in a second. So, now, in regards to the push, okay? No, I do not believe whatsoever that Wings intended for that to happen. I don't think that he actually intentionally attacked his wife. I don't see that at all. What I see is a man who was infuriated. He was seeing red. He wasn't really aware of what was going on around him. He knocked her down. It took like 2 seconds for it to catch up. And then when he looked down, he immediately stopped himself and said, oh, shit, what did I just do? Okay. Does that exonerate him from the action? No. He still did it. He still knocked his wife over onto a table, and he could have seriously hit her. Thank God she didn't get seriously hit. Or seriously hurt, excuse me. But I don't particularly feel like it was like, oh, like people say, oh, you're a wife beater and a woman beater. You attacked her and you did all that. Watching that looks like a bad accident. That could have been way worse, but it's not, you know what I mean? It wasn't he viciously was attacking his wife or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? If he had knocked her over and kept going and was still fighting, then that's kind of messed up. But once he saw the action that was wrong, he course corrected and he stopped himself. Okay? So that's the deal. Like, I don't agree with his action of him being there. I don't agree with him being that angry. Why is he not in control of himself? He's got multiple people trying to hold him back, and he's not in control of himself. And in addition to that, what does he think he was going to do? Was he going to viciously attack Keemstar and beat him up and do what? Go to jail and never get paid for what you're there for? Like, what are you talking about? I don't even understand what was going through his mind there at all. To me, that's incredibly confusing. So, but then again, I'm not there. I don't know the situation. All I can do is I can speak to it from what I'm seeing as an outsider. All right. So watching that, right, now that I've seen it, because that was what everyone demanded that I should have watched before I had Wings on my podcast. Okay. Would that hold me back from ever doing content with Wings again? Yes. I would never, ever, under any circumstance. No, I'm just kidding. For me, he knows that was wrong because he's talked about it after the fact. Now, I don't know if he's ever fully apologized for it. That's between him and his wife, right? But basically, I feel like it was an accident watching it. He wasn't viciously. What would have been bad is if he really attacked Keem. I don't know what he was thinking there. This is a guy who has temper issues. And if he gets so worked up that he's just going to go right off of him or whatever. You know, everyone has a different opinion. For example, Limka says that was a box of shaving clippers. He wanted to cut off Keem's beard. That's what was that little case. Yak Almighty says, I think he got his antidepressants. He got off his antidepressants around that time period. So he's not in the right state of mind on top of everything else that's compiled. I mean, I want you to think about that. Really, I want you to think about that. He's going to a place called Fat Camp where he knows he's going to basically not be able to eat and have the life that he normally has. He's already going to be on edge. Now he also went off his antidepressants and he's still doing it. What the hell? Okay. Stuart did a £2 super chat and says, Wings hit that drive rush into the corner. Oh, come on. That's not right, Stuart. Thank you for the contribution. I appreciate that. And One Buff Weave did a $5 super chat. He says, go work for Keem Phil. I did. You got this. Laughing out loud. One Buff Weave, as I've expressed many, many times, number one, I want nothing to do with that style of content. And number two, I don't need to work for Keemstar. I do good for myself. That's another thing, too, that he didn't understand when I was explaining to him. I was like, the reason I don't want to do this, I don't have to. I'm not desperate. I don't need to work for Keemstar and do this content. Those guys were. They outright said they were down on their luck. They weren't making money. They weren't surviving on their own. They needed someone to pull them out of the rut that they were in, and it was Lolcow Live that did that for them. I'm good. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any situation where I have to do that because I'm doing good for myself. Why on earth would I want to be on that show? The money? Not everything in life is about money. It's not. Really, it's not. Not everything about... Speaking of which, give me money. Let's get some support for the King's Court on Wings of Redemption. I've given my first edict tonight. Let's get some support. Let's get some subs. Let's get some kicks. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some memberships. And for goodness sakes, let's get some tips. Let's go. We already hit one goal. We're close to a second. Look, we are only $64 away from hitting our second goal of the night. We're only 3.5 goals away from seeing my abs live on stream. Let's go. Let's get that support rolling and flowing.